Hartlepool, I mean, it's going to be a different kettle of fish to what we were presented with at home last season. Ironically, one of Fullerton's first games in charge, we sort of took them apart 2-0. I think Fondop Toulon got one that evening. It was a rearranged Tuesday night game, late March, maybe mid-March. Hartlepool very poor on the night, apparently, but we'd sort of come into a stride. Yeah, it's interesting to note also that we've had 3 different managers take us to the summit of what is now the Manorama of our National League for the next few weeks, with its link up with... I know I'm live on radio, I can't remember what it's called. It's to do with testicular cancer.
Prostate cancer, isn't it? Prostate cancer.
Yeah, the Prostate Cancer UK.
Yeah,
that's so it's the Manorama National League for the next few weeks. We've had 3 managers get us there. Neil Aspin's took us to the summit very early, roughly the same time, about late August, early September, and we've always just tailed away, and we dropped from 5th to 9th after the Maidenhead defeat. But I'm looking for us to bounce back against Hartlepool. I'd probably take a draw now.
Yeah, absolutely.
On paper, Hartlepool due to bring big numbers down.
What were your expectations for the season as someone who's followed the club, so closely for so long, and you've mentioned those trends there? What were your hopes for this season? Where did you see the team kind of finishing at?
It's hard to say because every pre-season we've had a few different managers in pre-season. They've always come with a little bit of uncertainty. Obviously, we had Heath last year. We didn't really know who we were signing, and we seemed to leave it very late. We trialled 4 players all pre-season that I think every supporter knew we were going to sign pretty much in the end, in Clark, Edwards, and a few others, McLeod, who haven't been getting much game time since the season started. He's only played something like 12 minutes of a possible 710 minutes. He's hardly ever been used, and he was our most impressive player of pre-season. So, I mean, it's difficult to say because we've transitioned from part-time to full-time this year. Fullerton's brought in players he knows, so you've just got to trust him. And after the end of last season, and even into this season now as it's progressed, Fullerton's very much in credit with supporters.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not under any pressure.
No. What kind of impact has the switch going to full-time? What have you kind of noticed, or what have you seen since that's happened?
We play better football. Last season it was very much long ball up to Tom Denton, who's just signed for rivals Chesterfield, who I believe have been employing a similar tactic this year before signing him. So we'll have to see how that works out. But we seem to try and play it a bit more on the deck. But we're exactly what Fullerton has signed: young, upcoming players, a little bit raw. It's sprinkled with maturity with the likes of Nathan Clark and James Berrett, Joe Scars that he's brought in. But at times, we just seem to just lack that little bit of experience. We've got Jonathan Edwards, and if he has a run of goals or can just click that extra 5%, he'll just be sensational. The minute it's just that ball into him, that final piece where he just needs to take a touch or just maybe hit a shot slightly harder, there's always something that just lets him down at the last minute at the moment.
Just that final
bit. We've Ben Tomlinson as well.
Just that final bit needed there. So, in terms of a score prediction, can I push you for one stance?
You can do. I would take a 1-1 draw.
1-1
or a
draw.
0-0. I'd take a clean sheet probably. I'd take a draw now, but it depends how we react really to last week's disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, stats, if Halifax Town fans or any football fans or whatever, because the stuff you put out there is very interesting, how do they follow you on Twitter? What's your handle, mate?
Well, my handle's FCHT Stats, and I simply chose that because the official website's at FCHT Online, so it's sort of tied into that. So if you search FCHT, I'd imagine that my account is probably the second one down. If you search Shaymen Stats on YouTube, there's loads of videos on there. Search Shaymen Stats on Instagram. I've got pages on there. Search Shaymen Stats on Facebook. I'm on there. I've got a WordPressblog.com that I don't really use, to be honest. Again, search Shaymen Stats. Just put Shaymen Stats into Google and just follow everything that comes up.
Absolutely. Stats, thank you very much for joining us, mate.
No worries.
Speak to you later on. Take care, mate.
See you later.
There we go.